Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Error Redacted.
With Nicholas Cormier and Benjamin Snow.
The absolute legends. So,
With a mic this time.
yeah, we upgraded our mic to a blue snowball and a comically oversized, I don't even know what these things are, but
It's like a net that you put
Yeah.
in front of mics.
kind of help with popping, but I don't know.
Doesn't-
Sock didn't seem to work, so,
Yeah, now we got this.
you know.
Alrighty.
So, Nicholas, you brought the topics for today. What did you bring?
Sports.
Sports.
Neither of us watch sports.
Yeah, I haven't watched sports in a while.
you
Go
like-
Pats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Patriots, you
Go
know.
Patriots.
I'm all about Canada. Symbolizing
Hockey.
hockey.
Yep. Bruins. Go Bruins.
Touchdowns in the hockey games.
Yep. Forward pass to the soccer player.
To the
Yeah, who
Hole in
even
one.
knows anymore?
Yeah. Cross country though.
Oh yeah. Dropped 30 seconds of my time. How'd you do, Nick?
I think I gained like 30 seconds on
Oh.
my time there. But
Oh,
yeah.
good
it
race
was-
overall.
Overall, I think it was pretty good. But
There was an insane amount of boys there.
true, yeah, it was the
Holy
Festival
cow.
of Champions, and there were
It was
7
in
races.
Belfast, right?
Belfast, yeah.
Belfast, Maine. It was the first boys race was unseeded A, and
then-
that was like, it was what, 350 kids?
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
like it was like the same for each race. Like each race
Yeah,
was filled to that many people.
To essentially the max. It was wild. Kids were getting trampled, and it was not a fun time
It's pretty
right at the
crazy.
beginning. But like, for my race at least, we were all packed up for the first like 10 minutes of the race.
Oh yeah.
Like very packed up. It was like we couldn't really go faster because there was so many people, but we couldn't slow down, so it's just kind of like,
Oh yeah, you slow down, they shove you out of the way. Like I got shoved
Yeah.
a few times in my race. I was like, oh well, I'm not gonna push past people to get ahead. And this one guy grabbed my shoulder, like shoved me to the side, and started sprinting.
I seriously, honest to God, felt so bad about this, but I accidentally T-posed. Not accidentally, I meant to T-pose, but I hit a guy in the neck when I did it. I like stretched out my arms. He's like, dude, and I was like, oh.
Oh my god!
But like these people, they're standing on the side and they were like T-posing by that one hill. You know that one hill that was like you had to crawl up it?
The really long one.
No, it wasn't the long one right at the end. It was like in the woods, where it's
the one
it was
right-
like straight up.
Oh yeah, right there. I hated
Yeah.
that one.
Actually, I used that to my advantage. The people that was slowing down, I was like, about to get past these boys. No,
There we go. So yeah,
as cross country, I mean,
cross country is pretty whack. Like it's one of
everybody's like so nice in it, but like super competitive,
Oh yeah.
like all the time.
Like there's this one guy that like kind of like hit me in the shoulder. He's like, "Oh, sorry," and and we like talked for a little bit, and then we kept going.
Yeah. It's like
so,
they'll like run into you, they'll spike you, but they won't mean to do it. So it's
yeah,
like
it's like I didn't mean to spike you.
I can't be mad at you for that. But like,
Oh, yo, wait, there's a mic here. Didn't even
look at
see
the
it.
look at the connection cord though. It's no, that's for the headphones. But like the one for this, it's like whack.
Oh, does it go into the
Yeah, like
that
what are we
Scarlett?
supposed to?
Or I'll put it in there, connect it to the computer or something.
Ooh, and then you
Hey,
like.
my goodness. We'll have to mess with that. See. if
Yeah, we'll get it.
how
We'll
it
get an
goes.
even better mic.
We'll get it even better. All right.
Will we have that set up by Friday?
With that?
We could. We
yeah,
could
we
try.
could, we could get set up
Yeah,
tomorrow.
for Miss Bernhardt.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it all set up. When would she come in? Like tomorrow?
Yeah, Friday morning, I think.
All right, sounds good.
All
right.
Yeah, for you listeners, we're gonna have Miss Bernhardt on the podcast.
Now this is epic.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I told her to bring some stuff to talk about, but
We shall see.
we'll have a few things to talk about. I mean, I don't know. It's same as usual. It's just kind of rambling for 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then
And hey, it's already like 5 minutes over.
yeah, look at that.
Now you just have to sit for 15 more minutes.
Now we gotta think of 15 minutes of content.
Movies.
Movies.
How about those Harry Potter movies?
How about those Harry Potter movies?
The one where he had the wand. He went.
Oh, what was the new one that came out?
The Fantastic Beast.
Yeah, the new one.
That one was a mess.
Yeah.
Complete mess. I don't even know what happened in that movie. And I know a lot of like the Harry Potter like lore and stuff, and I didn't really understand what was happening. I was like, "What? That's Dumbledore." That's all I got from it. Like, what? That's Dumbledore.
Didn't J.K. Rowling go like mad with power? Like
for
a while on like Twitter, she's like Gandalf was gay, and as everybody was like, "What? This book series been dead, bro."
Yeah, but like she even went against like she said like someone was a different like race. When it clearly said their race in the book, and it was like, okay.
Or they like, didn't she like imply that Harry was like a girl? She was like, Harry's a girl, but like throughout the book, it's like he. It's like, well,
it's not even from first person perspective, so it's always like he walked over to the bookshelf.
It's like, well, I mean, you wrote it, you should know what you're talking about, but you did. You can't argue with canon, even if you wrote canon.
Yeah,
It's set in stone after you write it.
Set in stone. And it's like,
unless you, like, come up with, like, another canon, right, that, like, explains why that canon is technically not right.
Yeah.
But then that's, like, it splits a fan base, and nobody wants that.
Whack.
Disney doesn't want that. Well, actually, Disney doesn't care.
They don't care. They took Spider-Man out of the MCU.
They put him back.
Yeah, they did. But...
Yeah. It was definitely because Disney was being greedy, though.
Yeah,
they were like, let's go 50-50. And Sony was like, actually, no.
Give us your money.
Yeah, we'll make merch. Probably, maybe.
We'll ask someone.
Yeah, we'll get somebody to design a logo for us. And then a cool design and sell them fairly cheap. I mean, like, we're not going to ship them. That costs money. We don't have any.
We're not gonna.
This is a bootleg podcast. We don't have any money.
Yeah, we're in a closet in a.
It would probably be a limited print of like shirts, T-shirts or something. Maybe sweatshirts.
We could get like 5 T-shirts.
Yeah, 5 T-shirts. Sell them real cheap.
And like we get to and like the guest on the podcast get them.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
That'd
be like
cool.
$5 and you get a cool commemorative T-shirt or.
And you just gotta pay to talk to us.
Yeah.
Nothing against that.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to be on our podcast.
Yeah, come let us know. Shoot us an email.
That's right, Nicholas Cormier at ellsworthschools.org. There's a dot between the Nicholas and the Cormier.
And then Benjamin.Snow, no uppercases, at ellsworthschools.org.
That's our school emails. Steal them and I'll punch you.
You get bodied.
Get bopped.
But yeah, I guess we could do merch.
Yeah.
Do like hats or something.
You would get like the hats.
Once we get famous, once we blow up and
yeah, we're gonna get famous, guys. Everyone on the internet gets famous.
Yeah. We just gotta keep forcing all our friends to listen to this.
Yeah, that's our goal in cross country.
Yo, shout out to our 5 subscribers.
We have 5 subscribers.
I think so. I made a couple people sign up and they said they listened to it. So.
Oh, nice. I'll check that right now.
Can we?
I'm gonna minimize the thing. That's right. You're getting live updates on our
YouTube channel. We have 10 views, so that's pretty good.
That is good. 10 views
and only 5 subscribers.
Whoa.
So you know.
Where's my? Oh my god, my old horrible thing. When I was a lad. Oh god.
A wee lad.
A wee lad.
A wee unit. All right.
We'll check it later.
Yeah. We'll see how much. I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so you can know when we.
Make sure to like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Smash that like button.
Ring the bell.
What else? What's the other?
Give me your dog.
Yeah, give me your dog.
I want a dog.
Bring him to my house. Bring him to me.
Bring him and his food.
Oh, should we shout out Garden Club?
Yeah,
I mean,
guys,
also,
there is a Ellsworth Garden Club.
Yeah, join Garden Club. It's not a cult, technically.
Almost.
Almost. All right, we like.
Wait,
Hey,
what's that?
we're gonna get T-shirts for Garden Club or the Garden Cultivators. That's our name.
Garden
and,
cultivators.
We've got a whole hierarchy. Me and Nick both are in the communications department. I am the head of communications. Nick is the head of money, basically.
Yeah, I'm
It's
basically
like-
treasurer.
yeah.
So I'm not really doing much until we start.
Till we start having fundraisers and stuff, and if we have time, we'll let everybody know about garden cultivator things. We can we start a newsletter? All we'd have to do
Just shrug them all.
like all we have to do is like make a new email
True, yeah.
and then be like sign up for a newsletter.
Sign up.
And I guarantee nobody's gonna sign up for it, but it would be great if you did. And like you get community service for Garden Club, or like honestly like doing stuff like weeding, bringing in like compost stuff, like just coming to the meetings. You don't get community service, but you get to be more part of the club to know what you're doing.
So if you also need community service, just
And there's also plenty of events with Ellsworth, like activists. I forget what their name is. Like the Green Activists Group or something.
oh
like
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of like
I'm sure.
other
I'm
stuff.
sure their name is a gag, but
yeah, everything's a gag these days,
you know,
except for my life.
where's the? We gotta get the sound bit like on thing. The
Oh,
like
wait.
the Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That would we gotta edit that in. So
yeah,
okay,
right here.
if we remember, wait, where did I put the audio thing?
Oh,
It's still going. It's still going, guys.
Still going. 12 whole minutes. The shameless plug right there.
5 points from Gryffindor.
Dumbledore over there. 20 points to Grifflepuff. Frick you, Malfoy. Die, Slytherin.
I like watching the thing is like we're talking really quietly and then it just gets super
Yeah.
loud.
Bass boosted podcast.
Brings in like a band, an orchestra. Into
I
this
mean,
tiny room.
we can edit that so it's not like, oh, hello there.
Just cut that part out, place it in random parts.
Oh my word! Just like, oh, we get it. You know the soundboards?
What?
There's like these soundboards, and you can like press buttons, and it'll play like an audio clip.
Alrighty.
I think we might have one in here. Kind of look around.
Let's search. Wait, if we bump anything, it's probably because we bumped it.
This looks way too complicated. Let's not.
Yeah, that's like our
Let's
radio
not touch that.
thing. Wait.
What is this? What do you think this is?
What is this?
The
Is it
black
like,
box.
Is this like a router? We have the
It
black
might be.
box.
It might be a PC. Cause look, that could be a motherboard. That looks like either a cooling fan or
yeah.
a hard drive.
Because they had these kinds of things in Hanford.
Yeah.
It's like a little mini.
Those are state secrets. You're not allowed to talk
Oh.
about them.
Guys, don't tell the Hannaford that they have computers.
It's forbade.
It's forbidden.
Yeah, they have the good, the bad, and the ugly in here.
Oh,
Dude,
nice.
I didn't think they had any good movies. Yo, Saving Private Ryan. Yo, okay. Okay, flex, Mr. Anderson.
Wow! Shout out to Jamie Anderson.
Yeah,
Man
he's-
of the Year, guys.
Yeah, he is our teacher at HCTC. We are recording in his closet at the moment.
With his movies and giant TV and
Oh yeah, it's like
cables.
it doesn't say if it's 4K or not, but it's probably 4K.
Guys, yeah, we have a 4K.
It's probably 4K.
Just go with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else to talk about? I'm kind of dry on ideas. It's kind of early.
Yeah, it is early.
It's a Monday.
We really
too.
just rambled on about like no topic for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
I mean, we did some plugs.
What's some like current events? Like, what's happening in the world? Let's.
What's happening with the Trump impeachment?
It actually might go through. The House, I think the House of Representatives has enough people saying they will do it.
So then it would just come down to what actually ends up happening.
Yeah.
Not going to give any political opinions on this, but
something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen, good or bad.
I don't think it'll get past the Senate. Right? Like, I think it'll get through the House, but I don't think it'll get through the Senate because it's mostly a Republican-controlled place.
Which, I mean, this is more...
Okay. Oh, news. So these are just headlines from Flipboard, which comes with my phone. A judge ruled 8 years of Trump's tax returns must be turned over to a grand jury. Maybe tax evasion. Who knows?
Perhaps. I do tax
Hong
evasion.
Kong. Oh yeah, you hear about the Hong Kong riots?
Oh no, I haven't really been listening. I didn't do any news for the past 3 days.
It's basically it's been going on for a while, but since the summer, tensions have been rising about this bill that basically said if you're a criminal in Hong Kong, you can be extradited to China. But Hong Kong has basically been separated from China for a long time. And China doesn't like that, how they're democratic and stuff, so they're trying to take it back by force. And so there's lots of protesters and there's riots and police have been responding. They accidentally pepper sprayed themselves, I think.
Okay.
I think I remember seeing a video they tried to pepper spray a crowd and they
just pepper sprayed themselves. Yeah. There was also, this is a pretty old news, but there was a big riot in France over their president.
Yeah?
For a while. I remember because they showed us in French class what was happening. This stuff was pretty whack because the Frenchmen, they don't, no one in France will get mad until someone steals your baguette or
the baguette. Oh.
So
let's see here. Technology. Tesla acquires battery expert in bid to make its own cells.
Oh yeah, Tesla, they're talking about how when cars get self-driving, you're going to be able to watch a YouTube while the car drives.
Oh, self-driving cars?
Yeah, but even that, it's you're not even
kinda...
looking at the road when the car is moving.
It seems a bit sketchy, but...
I mean, they're not...
I think it'll take a while for it to actually work.
And even if it does work, I think it'd be I don't know, just with all the you shouldn't be texting and driving ads, this isn't really giving out a good message that you'll be able to watch YouTube while the car is moving in the driver's seat. I'm just saying that as a message to kids who just drive in cars. Oh, it's not that important. I don't know. I just feel it kind of gets rid of the whole message.
Rick and Morty Season 4 release date revealed. Big Mouth came out with a new season last week. I think last Thursday, I think. I haven't watched it yet, but Big Mouth's pretty funny.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
No.
Everyone, does, but,
It's funny.
I've heard it is.
It's genuinely, a funny show about, middle schoolers going through puberty.
It's,
so funny. And it's very, graphic, too, because it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
With the TVMA, they can put literally anything in there.
Which makes it whack.
So they do. They've been, lots of... Yeah.
Whack.
Some, yeah.
So...
But it's hilarious, so... I mean...
There's also,
that thing with Ukraine, President Trump was basically pressuring the Ukraine president to, look at Joe Biden, and people were like, hey, that's not cool. You can't... Because basically what he said was, if you don't do this, I'm going to take away my military aid. And since the U.S. has, one of the the greatest military in the world, funding wise, and we spend more on our military than any other country. I know that.
Oh yeah.
Right? But I don't know. We help other countries, I guess, with their wars, and we send troops and stuff like that. And basically Trump said, we're gonna stop helping you unless you look into Joe Biden.
Which is kind of like blackmailing.
Yeah, it's
you kind of need us, but you have to do this for us.
Yeah, it seems really shady now. I'm not saying he should be impeached, right? I'm not putting my opinion into this, But that's just a generally shady thing to do. Like, imagine...
But then again... Oh, sorry.
Like, it's kind of blackmail.
Yeah.
On a political opponent. Like, that's not very cool. Right? That's not very cash money of you.
But, I mean, we do live in a world where, like, the amount of shady stuff that happens with, like, any authority whatsoever is just...
It's insane. Like, how much corruption there is in everything. It's like...
And it's like, even if there's something that's not corrupt and is, like, kind of just fine, people will find a way to make it seem corrupted.
Yeah. For, like,
when
media.
For,
like, the, like, media to get, like, a story to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to stay relevant, essentially.
And it's like some people will lie, and it's just... And it's like, I don't know.
Very toxic environment.
Where we live in a really sad world now, where it's like...
I mean, it's always been sad. We're just kind of realizing it, though, as a society and a culture. We're less illusioned with the ideas of our society and our government and all these things. Like, it's always been there.
Oh yeah, but
it's being talked about more.
And mental health is becoming more of a problem.
Well, not more of a problem, but it's being more talked about. Like, it's always been there. Like, I'm sure if you looked back with the kind of stuff we have to recognize, like, autism and Asperger's and stuff like that, you'd be able to, like, see all these different, like, a lot of different people who had these things that they just chalked up to being not right and just ignored, basically.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like, it is being a lot more talked about now.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that also brings out a lot more, like, that just kind of brings out a lot of more problems in society.
Yeah, almost, because, like, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a complete... It depends on the person and the scenario, and everything's all whack with it.
Yeah. But I think that, like, it's good that we're being able to identify these things.
Oh, yeah. Like, but in the past, like, stuff like... Some of the stuff that goes in
and
with
people, like, connecting, like, the autism is caused by, like, vaccines. Like, that is the, like... I get why they're saying it. I see the correlation. But it's a correlation, not a causation, right? The two events happen at the same time. Just because ice cream sales go up and murder rates go up doesn't mean that someone bought ice cream, and because they bought ice cream, they're going to go murder someone.
And it's like, there's also a huge...
Or because they murdered someone, they now want ice cream directly because they murdered someone. And it's because of the heat. It's a different thing. Like, autism is best spotted at that age.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, like, of course it's going to be around the same time.
That's when you get all your vaccines.
But it's not because of the vaccines.
It also begs a question if parents would rather have their kids
safe
or with autism. Like,
right,
I would rather my kid be, if I had a kid, I'd rather them be alive, safe, and healthy and have autism rather than dead.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Like, the kind of, like, not hatred, but the kind of, like, stigmatism that comes with autism, and, like, raising children has its difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every child has their difficulties. Some are just easier to handle than, like, some are just, like, different than others. Right? And
I mean, that's perfect.
A child with autism, it's a different way of raising a child. It's not worse, it's just different.
Yeah.
And I think the stigma is that it's bad and it's actively detracting from them. And it's like, it's not. Like, people with autism, they're not smart in the conventional way, like that, like, book smart.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They can be very intelligent and just, like, different. Like, I don't know, they can be intelligent in one thing. They can be amazing at art, but just not understand math.
Yeah, and I mean...
Right? But that's with everybody. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. And, like...
I know someone who... My cousin has it, and he excels in history so well. I think he had like a 100 in it. He got the history award. Nice. He's crazy. He knows everything about history. Yeah. And that's like the one subject he will, like, excel in. And I think he does, like, pretty good in the other ones, too. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. It doesn't detract from their, like, ability to learn. It's more like you got to teach a different way.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, the problem I see with public school systems is, like, they were originally made... Oh, how are we doing on time?
25. So, probably ended off...
Yeah, pretty soon.
Plus, it's like, oh, we're out of here in 5 minutes also, so we should probably
okay, yeah.
So...
Can I just finish this?
Sorry.
It's fine. I get we're close on time, but, like, public schools were, like, geared to make factory workers, but now with the loss of all the factory jobs...
And technology.
Right, it's kind of like...
We depend more on creativity for jobs.
Yeah. And it's not as much being taught. Like, it's starting to be taught more, but it's definitely not, like, in the core curricular thing.
Yeah. Because it feels like there's more emphasis on memorizing facts that I don't need.
Yeah. Right.
And when I say, like, I grew up thinking people who said school in some ways was pointless and they were useless facts, I used to think they're not useless and dumb, because I found elementary and middle school to be somewhat useful.
Yeah.
High school, though, it's like, there's some things I learn and I force myself to memorize that it's more of a, I could be doing something right now that's going to better society, but I'm not, so.
Like,
it's a little whack.
My math class, I'm not great at math, but I know I need to know it.
Right? Oh, yeah,
like,
math,
I know
math
I need to know math, but I kind of struggle sometimes because I'm not really a math thinker.
Yeah.
Right, but, like, history and English, I love taking those classes because I constantly am, like, learning new things and just learning how to write better, learning about history. But, like, stuff like science, like, I'm not really a science guy.
You're not Bill Nye.
No, I'm not Bill Nye. And, like, I think it's interesting. I'm not super interested.
I don't like learning that under stress.
Yeah, like, the stress of the tests and all that.
Kind of makes it all whack.
Maybe next podcast we'll talk with Miss Byrne how to improve public schools.
Oh yeah, that'd be a perfect
That's
topic.
a good topic.
Because there are a lot of problems with the school system, and there's people that do the school system differently than us, make it less stressful and stuff like that, and they're more successful.
Yeah.
We have the stress. A lot of kids end up with anxiety and stress from school itself.
Yeah.
We're not guaranteed a job. Like, we can go through you can go through years of schooling.
Go through college and not be guaranteed a job.
Oh yeah, it's
like the amount of debt is insane. Oh geez, we
yeah.
are. All right, we're gonna have to wrap it up there, but we will see you next week with our special guest, Miss Bernhardt, if she decides to come.
We shall see.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll probably edit this footage, put some wacky stuff in there.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna put
that Fortnite photo, the
Fortnite
you know the one?
game.
Yeah, we'll put that one in there.
And probably at this exact moment. I'm gonna put the Fortnite default dance music, so if I don't, you can get whack or whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. Get mad, get angry.
Get mad. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So we will end it there. Farewell.
See you next week.